What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another movie review, and today we're taking a look at The BeeKeeper, which is a Sky original film starring Jason Statham, who also plays in the Fast and Furious franchise as Shaw, and he's a very famous actor. So, if you don't know who he is, definitely go check out his stuff. He is an amazing actor, and he does all these spy thrillers, and he's a very big action movie man. So, there you go. However, he is starring in a new Sky original. Yes, I do believe it's the first time on the channel that we are taking a look at a Sky original movie, but it is called The BeeKeeper. And no, it isn't to do with a superpowered human who can control bees. Like I thought from the posters and trailers, I thought he got superpowers where he could control bees, use bees as like little telepathic creatures to tell him where the enemies are, and be a spy with bees. Basically Ant-Man but with bees. No, that is not the case. So, let's go into what Google has to say about the movie, and then we'll quickly run through the story. So, one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after it received he's a former operative of a powerful and I don't even know what that says, organization known as Beekeepers. So, how the movie starts off is Jason Statham is taken away some hornet nests from the beehive that he has, and he's living on a farm with this nice old lady. He then heads home because she's just letting him borrow her land, and she gets scammed out of all of her money. All of her money gets taken away by this guy at a sort of telephone company, this telephone operator place, and she commits suicide because she has lost all of her money in these children's charities, in her pension, in her retirement fund. All of it is gone out the window, and she kills herself, which is unfortunate. And that is the sort of turning point, the striking moment which makes our beekeeper go on a rampage. He takes out his old radio from his beehive, and he leaves retirement to turn back into a beekeeper, or Operation Beekeeper, where he goes around and taking out each one of these sort of operative places, which is stealing money from old people and preying on the weak. So he goes to the first one, lights it on fire, and takes out all the security. So the guy then chases him down, burns down the barn, and destroys all of his bees, which pisses him off royally. And he then chops off his fingers, kills his friends, and throws him into the ocean. Yep, he throws him into the ocean when he's attached to a car. He is not taking any prisoners, and he is slowly gathering more and more information to get to the head honcho, who is shitting himself, but he's also played by the guy who played the Mike Schmidt in Five Nights at Freddy's, and he also played in The Hunger Games. It is the one, the only, Josh Hutcherson. I don't know why I called him John, but Jason Statham, also known as the Beekeeper, is slowly getting closer and closer to our good old Josh, and Josh is starting to panic. He is starting to put every protocol in place to keep himself alive. He has hired Alfred the butler from the Snyderverse to protect him and keep him safe. However, that is not the case, and Alfred does fail, and he gets every plan he puts together foiled by the Beekeeper, and the local police department with Allison from Umbrella Academy is hot on pursuit, 3 steps behind. And they are struggling to find these people, to hunt down the Beekeeper, and they, completely fail. Allison eventually finds him at the White House and gets a couple of steps ahead of him. However, he has a plan for that. He breaks into the White House, kills Josh Hutcherson, and then escapes into the ocean with this scuba pack that he's been carrying for a good 50% of the movie. So he's been planning this for a super long time, if he was carrying that for so long. But that's the quick run through of the movie. I didn't hit every plot point, but I didn't need to. I just got the quick basis done because I do want you to go watch the movie. I don't review these movies for you to just listen to my opinion on them. I do want you to go watch them for yourself and make your own opinion, because that's the opinion that really matters. Not mine, not anyone else's, yours. I felt like Ron Weasley then when I was sat on the chessboard. I am so sorry about that. But, continuing on, the story was pretty boring, I'm going to be honest. It is just another spy thriller where the spy is hunting down the villain slowly getting closer throughout the movie, but he has to come out of retirement to do it because someone close to him has died or had something wrong happen to them. And that is just the plot for every spy movie nowadays, and it's getting boring, it's getting old. We've seen it all before, and I think we need some new spy material. So the story, boring. However, they managed to have some creative sort of points to it, with it being a like a just a telephone company which is using new AI technology, which is very scary and something that is becoming more and more prevalent in today's times, with technology getting better and better every day, every week, every second of every minute. Technology is getting better, and you need to be up to date with these scams to be able to avoid them. So it technically could be viewed as a horror movie with today's standards, but continuing on, it is pretty boring in the sense of story. Costume design, again, is very boring. No one was dressed very fancy, and he was just wearing a bulletproof vest the entire movie. He wasn't sort of putting on many disguises, and when he was literally just dressing up as an army man. The costume design, again, nothing too interesting, but there didn't need to be anything over the top. There wasn't needing to be anything fancy. All the costumes served their purpose, but there was nothing stand out. But if there was anything stand out, then he would have been caught way faster. The best costumes did come from Josh Hutcherson's character. He had like the best outfits, and he was so fancy, he was so snazzy, and all dressed up in his Gen Z uniform with his tech company that he was going on about. It was very weird to see Josh Hutcherson as a, what is it called, a crypto bro, because he was constantly going on about NFTs, constantly going on about crypto and Bitcoin, and trying to get people to invest into it and buy into it. And it's all just a scam. It's not real. It's all fake money. It's basically like going on Call of Duty and getting V-Bucks and saying, hey, I have a rare online currency. Basically, it's just the V-Bucks of the world. And it's not real. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, they're not real. Anyone can screenshot them and use them as their profile picture. It is not worth spending 1,000 to 3 billion pounds on a fucking picture of a monkey. Boy, that just boils my blood. It is just not good and awful. NFTs are stupid, and that is my opinion. And if I pissed off any crypto bros, good, good. But yeah, I hated to see Josh Hutcherson's character. He was so annoying and so bratty, and he actually played that character well. He was a good actor who did a good job. It's nice to see Allison, the actor for Allison, I don't know what she's called in this movie, get out of a TV show and onto an actual movie. I know it's made for on TV movie like Sky, but she's still getting her name out there and slowly growing bigger as an actor, which is all really good. So we have up and coming actors in this movie. And Jason Statham just plays Jason Statham, I'm going to be honest. His character, his actor, is very similar to Adam Sandler and Ryan Reynolds, and they just play themselves in the movies. They don't differentiate themselves. They're very themselves. They're like the stereotypical Jason Statham in the movie. He feels very similar to Shaw and every other spy character that he's done. There is very little difference between them, and he's just all about murder and violence. And it is cool. The mindless violence is good. It's very good choreography. It's like a dance routine, and it looks good. The violence is very bloodthirsty and gory. We have him slitting people's faces open and ripping their cheeks off and using glass. One bit that did get me to laugh, which I probably shouldn't have done, was he kicked out someone's prosthetic leg, and for whatever reason that made me giggle. He was a villain and he was trying to kill him, and it felt like a very petty move to do, but in the heat of the battle I can understand why he did it, but I feel like it was very petty of him to do so. But it still got a giggle out of me, but that was all the emotion this movie really got out of me. There was no sort of tension that got to be built because I wasn't worried for Josh Hutcherson's character, and there was no real threat posed to the Beekeeper. So there was no tension being built. It was just mindless violence all the way through the movie, till obviously Josh Hutcherson died at the end. He got shot by Jason Statham, and Allison just let him go. I'm going to give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. I'm happy that I watched it, but I probably wouldn't watch it again, and I would probably find something better to watch, if I'm being honest. But It is better than the last two movies I reviewed, and it had a lot more intense fighting moments, and the mindless violence is always good to turn your mind off to. The movies don't need to be excessively exciting all the time, but this wasn't MCU level sort of disappointment or CGI violence. It was actually good, and I was happy with it. So that's why I'm giving it a 5. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this movie, and I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. If you do want me to make any more movie reviews, please do leave your movie suggestions down in the comments below, and I'll get on them as soon as possible. If you want me to do anything else, like an anime or show review, please do leave them down below as well, because I do series on both of those. Yes, I said do, get your laughs out now. And that's pretty much it. There's a link in the description, which will lead to all the other content creator stuff that I do, which is like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, if any of you are interested in that and do want a little bit more Taylor Price in your life. But as of right now, the video is over, so I hope you all enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye.